we'll be starting at Spruce Knob Trailhead and making our way down the Huckleberry Trail. After the Huckleberry Trail, we'll come to a fork in the road and head on to Lumberjack, where we'll check out a 1971 plane crash. Following Lumberjack, we'll transition to High Meadows, the Horton Trail, before arriving to one of our destinations onto Seneca Creek, where we'll be camping for the evening. The following day, we'll continue down Seneca Creek, briefly heading on to the Judy Springs Trail, and that'll lead us back out to Huckleberry and onto the trailhead back to the car. The total length of this trip is just around 16 miles.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Appalachian Andy. Today we're out at Seneca Creek, out in the Monongahela National Forest area. Monongahela is located in West Virginia. It's known for some of the best and most stunning views in the state. And guys, this is a trip you're not going to miss out on. Just getting in this trail, you can see a lot of established campsites, campgrounds located close to the trailhead. A lot of these sites are covered with moss and ferns, which I find is really striking. The trail so far is pretty rocky and uneven. Really having to watch my footing today. It'd be really easy to turn or roll your ankle out here. Monongahela National Forest, Seneca Creek has been on my list of places I've wanted to visit. One of many places that I've wanted to visit. And some of the drawing cards I've wanted to come out here is just really the seclusion. This area gets a lot of use, has a lot of visitors each year, but no matter where you go, you can always find some solitude. Some neighboring and also really popular backpacking trails nearby is Dolly Sods and Cranberry Wilderness. One of the women I was speaking to at the trailhead said they were doing some day hiking out here today and then making their way up to Dolly Sods tomorrow. With it being the 4th of July weekend, I expect a lot of people to be out today enjoying themselves, soaking up some nature. This is one of the established campsites not too far from the trailhead. So if people are wanting to come up here and maybe just hike in a few miles, yeah, this would be a fine option. Places like this, there's just so much to see, so much to soak in. Some part in our trip today, possibly into tomorrow, we'll be seeing some waterfalls. We'll be seeing some overlooks over the West Virginia mountains. There was a plane crash that now serves as a memorial site. And yeah, just real excited to be here and to be able to share a new adventure with everyone. Another established campsite ahead. Real pretty as well. And if you had a group of people, be more than enough room to stretch out a few hammocks and tents. While I'm here, I'm going to take a sit, maybe drink some water, get a snack in me. We started this at 12 o'clock. It is now 1:02, so only a mile down from the trailhead. Another 9 miles to go. Yeah, we got plenty of time today. Here in front of me, you got a red spruce, also known as a West Virginia spruce tree. I think it goes by a few other names. So far this trail has a very homey vibe, with the spruce trees, with the pine trees. For me, I can always tell when I'm in West Virginia versus places like Kentucky Indiana, and my home state of Ohio. And about all the states and places that I ever venture out to, you know, West Virginia is one of my top favorites. A lot of my videos you'll be hearing me sing West Virginia praises, but I do have a trip planned now in Virginia and Tennessee, going down to the Smoky Mountains. I think they're going to be some strong competitors. Just now starting to open up. I can feel a slight breeze in the air. It's supposed to be a high of 92 or 93. We're not in that heat advisory like we were last week, but it's still, I mean, it's still warm, but it's the 4th of July, so yeah, you'll expect that. So no heavy panting, no heavy breathing yet. That's because today we're going to be going down in elevation, and that's a great thing. You know, I love an easy hike, but then tomorrow is where the work really begins. So where we went down, we'll have to be going right back up. Not sure what these shrubs are that are blooming right now, but they are just incredibly pretty right now. Passed some people coming up from the Seneca Creek Trail, and they said some of the campsites down there are already filling up, and I don't really know what that means, but you know, for some people that might just mean there's like 3 people down there, and some people might say that, you know, there's a couple dozen. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I was going to head up the Lumberjack Trail first and make that loop back around, have a shorter day tomorrow, but yeah, it's going to be a tough decision here up at the fork because it's only 2:30. It's early in the day, and you know, I don't stop this early in the day, so yeah, I'll have to decide what we're going to do next. So I made it up to the fork. Now it's decision time. Do I go down Seneca Creek or head up Lumberjack? Right now I got maybe a liter, maybe a little bit less than a liter of water 4 miles down this way to be able to get up to Seneca Creek to be able to start to filter water. You know, so far this trail, I mean, it's been dry. There's been no water sources, but as you can tell, you can start to see we're getting down lower in elevation, so there'll be plenty of opportunities to filter as we head on down trail here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on down to Lumberjack. Just another mile up here is that plane crash, and I'm gonna take you in and show you that. The Lumberjack Trail does have some seasonal streams. I was able to just get a little bit into my smart water bottle to filter out, but during the height of summer and dry months, I don't know if I would depend on those streams to be there to filter any water.
So the story kind of goes like this. On October 31st, 1973, small engine Piper PA-23 Apache was flying in the area, and the pilot, James Watson, was 24 and had 27-year-old passenger with him, Jonathan Johnson. The plane ran into some icing conditions. The flight unfortunately didn't have any de-icing equipment, and as a result, the aircraft lost lift and crashed into the eastern side of the Spruce Mountain. Today, the wreckage is still here in the forest. It's about 3 miles into the Lumberjack Trail. And then there's a short, steep side path that's not marked, but you can find it with just a little bit of navigation. And when you reach the site, you'll see what's left of the plane, the tail section, some of the fuselage, bits of the engine. It's all nestled in amongst the moss and the trees. It's kind of just blended in over time. This site now serves as a memorial for the two men that lost their lives back in 1973.
Just finished up Lumberjack. Now we're getting ready to head up onto the High Meadows Trail. Got another 2 miles to go, and then we'll be hopping onto the the Seneca Creek Trail. At that point, we're going to start looking for a place to camp. It's 5 p.m. and I'm starting to get a tad hungry. I'd left the house this morning at 6 a.m. I'd packed some leftover pizza from the night before. Had that at around 9 a.m. this morning. And then for that little pit stop a while back ago, had 2 beef sticks. So yeah, my tank is getting low. I'm ready for some din-din. What I've packed with me no, hold up. You'll just have to wait. See what I packed for dinner, because we are going to carbo load tonight, so we will be fresh and full of energy in the morning. Well, this must be one of the creeks they were talking about. Also, a small waterfall running off. Just a cascade of waterfalls starting from the top. Just on the other side of that creek, have a small campsite. Comes with a recliner, or a lounger, whatever you want to call it, and a fire pit. And I would consider staying here, but there's not a really good spot to hang my hammock. So go down just a little ways, see if there's something else. Coming up on our second waterfall of the day. And just beyond that waterfall, looks like home. There's a spot there. I think I can pitch my hammock. Okay, this is looking better. Maybe a little more promising. Got some firewood here. Got a nice fire pit. I think somebody, I don't know if that's a piece of fat wood that they left here. Yeah, it looks like a little piece of fat wood. So, alright, let's stretch this hammock up and I'll check right back in. So let me get this hammock strung up and I'll bring it back in. Alright guys, welcome back. Gonna turn around, show you what we got going on here. Got my one wind hammock. Got the tarp set up in porch mode. Not sure if we're gonna have any rain later or not, I don't think, but the tarp is nice to just have a little bit of privacy. And then back up here at the fire pit, collected some water. And then while I'm working on dinner, I'm gonna see about getting a fire going. And here right beside camp, we have the creek, or what they call Seneca Creek. This is surprisingly comfortable. Now I don't bring a chair anymore. You know, I consider that more of a luxury item, especially with my hammock that is, you know, it's on the heavier side already, so that's one of the places I can cut weight. So this little rock recliner will do me nicely. Well, if you've stuck around long enough, probably wondering what's for dinner. So what's for dinner? We're having some mac and cheese. I'm gonna cook that up. I'm gonna add some barbecue pulled pork. I've never tried this before, I've never tested for. It could be absolutely gross. We'll find out. And then to sweeten it up a little bit, I did pack some butter with me. And then this stuff that's loose in the bag floating around here is some dried milk, because some of the, or a couple of the ingredients for the mac and cheese is some milk and, you know, of course, butter or margarine if you have it. So we're making do with what we got. All right, so since I've been waiting on noodles to cook up, use this freezer bag. I had the cheese sauce, I had the butter, I got the milk down here, and the noodles here are, yeah, they've soaked up most of that water. So we'll be adding this together, see how it turns out. All right. Bring it in. Let's see what this is about. So, let me catch you up. This is mac and cheese with barbecue pork. And if it looks like more than half a box, it's because it is. I ended up cooking the whole thing. So, give it a taste. Try not to make a mess.
It's good. You can taste the barbecue pork in it. What it reminds me of a little bit is chili mac. I guess it'd be kind of like a simplified version of the chili mac, but I really like that pork in it. I think this is a keeper. I'm gonna do this one again. For the next little while, I'm going to be reading the Backpacker's 10, A Strategic Guide to Backpacking. This is something that my dad had purchased. I'm going to read a little bit on that. I got some tea with me. It is the hibiscus tea. And then I'm going to finish this, and then I'll check in just a little bit.
Today has went exceptionally well. Seen some mountain views, cascading waterfalls, seen some wildlife. Seneca Creek has provided a lot on this hike, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what tomorrow brings. It is 10:30 p.m. right now. Getting ready to get some shut-eye. Looking forward to getting day 2 started. Guys, I'll see you in the morning.
For breakfast this morning, we're going to go with the Mountain House breakfast skillet. And I've only packed this, oh gosh, I've packed this at least 5 different times on a few different trips and haven't eaten it, so today's the day. And then with the Mountain House skillet, I have some dehydrated Frank's red sauce. And then I'm going to be putting that on a couple of soft tacos.
It is 8:15. It took a little bit longer than expected to get packed up, and you know it's only that way. It's always a lot faster to unload than it is to pack your bag back up. But got a good hearty breakfast in. Got me some caffeine. I'm ready to go ahead and tackle this day. Have these lovely straightaways, and it's not going to last long here. After we get off of Seneca Creek Trail, we are going to be going up 2,000 foot back in elevation. Before I left camp, I cameled up, add some water to the pack, because once we get off this trail, it's just going to be a dry spell. So luckily we got off to an early start. Going to beat that morning heat, because it's going to be a hot one today. You know, I couldn't imagine doing this during the heat of the day because I'm already getting a sweat going. And got 5.5 miles to go. If you read the reviews, they suggest, you know, do that first 10 miles, and then the second day, leave it for the last, 5 or 6. And yeah, that'd be a really good suggestion to follow on this trail. This meadow overlooking these mountains is just absolutely beautiful, but yeah, gone, is it freaking hot. Okay, back at the fork in the road. Looks familiar. I think the worst of the incline is over. You know, parts of those grades are 20, 25, 30%. So, I mean, it does take a lot out of you. But what we're looking at going up the rest of this trail up to the trailhead is more like a 15% grade. You know, that's manageable. And I have just enough water. I got, let's see, 1.5 liters, so that should do us. All right, let's get on down trail. Honestly, this trail has been really nice. It's been, not a problem. Not too muddy, but the rocks here, slow you down. I'm only able to put in maybe 1.5 miles for each hour. That's why I think yesterday that seemed like I'd been hiking a lot longer, because I just haven't been able to go as fast. But looking to set any records, we got all day. Today is Saturday. I got tomorrow off. Have a just about a 5.5 hour drive back. So yeah, we're just gonna take our time. I'd like to put a request out there. If you're still watching this video and want to support the channel, you haven't already subscribed, smash that subscribe button, hit that notifications tab, give me a thumbs up. Everyone supporting the channel, everyone that subscribes, help support the channel, feeding that algorithm, for a person to be discovered on YouTube anymore. I mean, it's extremely difficult, so anything that you can do is greatly appreciated. I didn't see this on the way down, but we got some blueberries. Some of them are just starting to ripen. Some of them are already edible. These ones here you can see are still green. What an incredible trip through Seneca Creek Backcountry. From quiet pine forests to waterfalls and high meadows, this trail, it had it all. And if you're looking for a backcountry trip that blends solitude with a stunning scenery, this one's hard to beat. Guys, this is Appalachian Andy. I'll see you on the next one.